provide solutions for the industry in testing. And by testing, it means even your petrol, your diesel, your kerosene, your super, from when it lands at the port from the ship, we have to make sure it gets tested through our partners who are KERA, the KEBS, Kenya Petroleum Corporation. So we provide solutions for them. So they have to come to us and tell us we need to test this and make sure that the fuel is okay. So by testing, we are testing the quality and also the safety of your products. And my name, sorry, I didn't say my names. My name's Thomas Kerade. I'm a sales technician at Estec Limited, so I handle the petroleum line as well as other lines, forensic, security and safety. So I'll just delve right. That's our company name. Our company was founded in 1980. We are 45 years old. And it was founded by this gentleman, Mr. Rashmi, who initially he started by selling school lab equipment, basic lab equipment. And then at some point, he realized that the industry needs further than just school items. And now he delved into the analytical field. So we actually, company, Estec, in 1994, we started doing analytical field. And we are present in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. So in Uganda, we operate under SAS Scientific, which is also Estec Limited. And we are a group of about almost 40 employees serving the 3 countries and also Rwanda in some bit. So if you look, I will just talk about the company vision. The company vision is a safe and healthy Africa. So that is very passionate to us. So your safety, your health is very important to us. Be it petroleum, be it the food, be it all products that you literally consume every day. We are there. We have to make sure you're healthy and you're safe. So our vision is a safe and healthy Africa. And I will come to that vision later in my presentation. So I'll just very fast look at the industries we cut across. First is food and beverages. So all food has to be tested. Beverages, we're in Coca-Cola, we're in your EABL, the Coke, we have to test it. We have to look for CO2, we have to look at the alcohol content of your beer. So that's one of the industries. We're in pharmaceuticals. So all the drugs you consume, your paracetamol, we have to make sure it's safe. Does it meet the standards? Does it meet the, what we call according to the US pharmacopoeia, British pharmacopoeia standards? So we have to provide these solutions. Water environment, we are into water testing. So even if you're a company, you need to do effluent water, you need to dispose your water. We are there, security and forensic, narcotics testing, explosives testing, academic and research, which is a very passionate line. We like people who do the research, so we are there in schools, most in universities. And most importantly, today we are talking about petroleum. So we are present in petroleum industry. We test how safe your fuel is. We want to check if you transport your fuel, are the trucks safe? Will it explode? We have to check for all these things. I'll just do a very fast part of our manufacturers and who are our supporters. Mostly these are our brands, and we do European brands only. So you see European and UK and Japan. So that's where we get our products from and solutions. So they're very fast. I don't want to go to details. Mostly for petroleum, our strongest supporter is Anton Pa. So Anton Pa is one of the biggest manufacturer and best supplier for petroleum equipment. So most of you who've handled, you know Anton Pa. So yeah, and no, basically this is like one of our lab setup, and when it comes to petroleum testing, we follow standards. They are usually called, we have American standard for testing, we have a German standard, DIN, and we also have the ISO standards. So all our equipment have to follow these standards. I'll just do a very fast example of what we do. Now, on the right here, we have what we call a distillation analyzer. And there are standards and norms that we follow to test for quality of fuel. So the first one, this one is an ASTM D86. It checks for purity. So we have to come and put our fuel there, distillate it, see what is the boiling point, and then we can tell whether it's a pure fuel. This one will do all fuels from gasoline, diesel, and they all have standards that they must meet. We have viscometers there. We have to check the viscosity. We have to know the fuel is flowing well through the pipes and there is no blockage and that. We have, these are Carl Fisher. This is for moisture. I think I had a gentleman ask earlier today how we check whether there is moisture in fuel. So we have to check that there is no water at all in your petroleum. So these are one of our instruments. These are very good instrument because it's called the flash point tester. This makes sure that you're safe so that when you're transporting your fuel, it does not explode. So we have to check what temperature that fuel can catch fire. We also need to also check if there is spillage, what is the likeliness of fire. So we do these tests and we have the equipment for that. This one is a very important machine. It's called a gas chromatography. So it checks for all hydrocarbons, any impurities. If there's toluene or if any adulteration, you're able to check with this. It's a very versatile machine. Then we have your UV, which is for naphthalene checks. So we can check for naphthalene. These are XRF. It's for sulfur. We know sulfur is also an adulterant to fuel. And then we have an elemental analyzer which checks lead. So you're able to do whether it's your fuel has lead content or does not have lead content. So today I just want to talk about adulteration, and I'll do this very fast. First, I think the first question is, what is adulteration? And we all know it's addition of illegal substances. For instance, if you want to sell your diesel, unscrupulous dealers will just come and add some kerosene, maybe 30%. And in that case, they are able to gain much more higher profits. So that is ideally adulteration. And of late, adulteration has gone to other levels. We are just not adding kerosene. People are adding things like toluene, xylene. These are things that are ready chemicals, industrial chemicals, so especially for gasoline. So these are chemicals that are not regulated. They do not have tax. If you look at kerosene, at least KRA has tried to mitigate that by adding tax on kerosene. But at least the industrial chemicals still remain untaxed. So people have gone to that level of using these chemicals to adulterate fuel. So it's still most of these are hexane, pentane. These are things that are used to do fuel adulteration. And of course, why we are doing the adulteration is just to increase our margin and profits. So now, these are just scenarios I just want to show you of recent events in Kenya that have been happening. And it's a trend. And every time, just like I had earlier on, I think Mr. John was talking about an incident where a guy had gone around testing in petrol stations. This is a common thing. And the thing is, fuel is providing solutions for testing to KPC, to the Vivo and Shells. But when they leave the depot at industrial area, we don't know. Before your fuel gets to Eldoret, we can't tell what the driver has done en route. So what they are doing en route, they are going and adding stuff, adding kerosene, adding these chemicals to your petrol. So these are normal incidences. And they keep recurring. And I think April was here. These are situation of September 2024. 14 gas stations were shut down. These are probably innocent people. They are not even probably adding the fuel themselves, but the drivers during transportation might be doing the adulteration. Last month, maybe late last month, which was on 31st March, you can see another 10 petrol stations were shut down. So it's a common thing. So also to you who own gas stations, you also need to be very careful, and you need to know how, whoever you're buying your fuel from, you actually need to do the actual testing to know the product that you're selling is safe. And there's nothing you can do because most of the upstream players, the big players who are the Vivo, Shells, and they are doing the actual testing in the lab. But when it gets to the track, there is no testing. Ideally, people used to do the small hydrometers where you dip a hydrometer and you try to check, but it's not an accurate method. You cannot tell. If it's dosed by 10%, you can't really tell because it depends with the person who is looking at the hydrometer. So these are scenarios and they keep increasing and increasing and increasing. So how do we try and solve this scenario of adulteration at the petrol station? So we do have a solution. As you can see, testing of gasoline and diesel at the pump at fuel station is very important because when you receive your fuel, you have to know it's of the right quality. So I'll just explain this in just simple scientific terms. We do what we call density checks. So be it diesel, be it your kerosene, be it your super, we know what is required in terms of density. So if we know it's your diesel, the required is from, I think Kenya now, the requirement is 0.8. If it's your super, we know what the requirement is. If it's your kerosene, we know it's 0.7 for gasoline currently, yeah. So we know what the density requirements are. So with this information, we just need to introduce a density meter at the fuel pump. So every time a tank comes, you come and check for density. Then you're able to tell that there's no adulteration of that fuel. So if anyone adds, let's say, kerosene to your diesel, so the density will shift from lower than 0.8 to probably 0.75. So you can reject comfortably. And you can also even do a printout and tell the person, I will not accept this fuel is not safe. And if you test this fuel at the gas station, you're safe. You're not risking closure. You're not selling bad products. We know what adulterated fuel does to the environment. We know what it does to your engines. You don't want your engine knocking anytime. So people at the gas station, this is technology that you should consider for your safety and also for the safety of the end user. I think most of us drive cars here. You don't want to go to a station where your fuel has been dazed with some strange product. Yep. So now I just want to introduce this product. It's called a density meter, and it's DMA 35. It's a brand from Austria made by a company called Anton Paar. I mentioned Anton Paar is one of our biggest manufacturers of petroleum testing equipment. So in this case, we comply to a standard which is called the ASTM, American Standard of Testing Materials. So it's an ASTM D7777 certified. It is a very safe item because it has what we call ATEX rating. So ATEX means I can use it right next to the pump and there is no risk of fire. It has electronics and it is well covered. You can even insert into the actual pump and there is no risk of fire. So it is also ATEX rated. In short, what you're doing, we're just testing for density, like I mentioned. And the good thing, because I do have the device with me here. So this is actually the meter itself. So what you're doing, you're just getting, when the truck comes, you just need to sample just maybe about 2 ml, 2 milliliters. Actually, that's what's required to do a test. So I'll just need to come and use this hand pump, suck in the product. It goes inside a small tube. So this is what measures density, this section. And we are able to find out the density values up to 4 decimal places. So it is so precise and so accurate. Your kerosene, your diesel, all those aldotrans, you can't go wrong with a density meter. And this is an automated system. Like I said, the traditional way was using glass hydrometers, which is not very effective. So we have your Anton Paar density meter, which is a DMA 35. In our case, the DMA 35 we use for petroleum is called Expetro. So it has a label written Expetro. Maybe I'll just allow, maybe Michelle, if you can help me. So just pass it around so that people can have a feel. Yeah, and you're able to take it to the site, you're able to go to the fuel pump, you're able to test whether your fuel is okay, how it's operating, and you can reject or accept. Again, we said our vision is a safe and healthy Africa. So safety is one of the key things we look at. I don't want to go to the details, just allow me to play a short video as you're having a feel of the yeah, so let's have a view of this. Sorry, just
presents the newly designed portable density meter DMA35, an outstanding instrument for fast on-site density and concentration measurements. The instrument delivers precise results with only 2 milliliters of sample. The RFID interface allows sample identification within no time, and the replaceable measuring cell makes maintenance easy. DMA35X and DMA35X Petrol are both intrinsically safe, designed for the use in hazardous environments, and are the only options available on the market for safe measurements in explosive atmospheres. DMA35's manual hand pump allows even highly viscous samples to be filled in seconds. With over 5 decades of experience in digital density measurement, Anton Par presents the new DMA35, a portable density meter for outdoor operation that provides the accuracy expected from a lab instrument. Gesture control completes a portfolio of features that cannot be found in any other handheld density meter. Find out more at antonpar.com and get your DMA35 now.
So yeah, that's the device. It's a very simple device. It also allows you to make sure that you're using good petrol products. I will just mention in the case of like what we were talking about, octane. Octane comes through addition of kerosene. So when you add kerosene, you've altered the density, and maybe that gentleman should look for me. We go around looking, testing for density as well. I don't know how he managed to find out, because octane really requires tests at high temperatures. So you need to test at either 52 degrees or 146 degrees. So I couldn't ascertain, but density is one of the key measurements that can tell about adulteration. So for those who are doing actually the fuel stations, even these manufacturers of the fuel pumps, you can include this meter into your system so that every time anyone fuels, you can ascertain the density, you can tell them that your product is safe. We are working on solutions to also integrate the two into a pump, so that every pump, once you buy as a pump station owner, it comes with a density meter, so that you know the fuel you're receiving is safe. And I think that brings me to the end of my presentation. We are located at Parklands Road, and you can take my contacts. We are open for calls. WhatsApp me if you have any need. If you have any petroleum testing need, feel free to contact me, and thank you.
Thank you so much. We are going to take questions. Anybody with a question? Anyone with a question? Good, there's a question there.
So for the equipment, purchasing it, is it from the company?
Yes, if you want to purchase an equipment, you will have to come to us. We don't do the testing, so we sell solutions for all industries, food, petroleum. You come to us, we'll advise you the right product to buy. You just have to come and talk to us, drop an email, call. We don't do actual testing, we just provide the solutions.